Hey guys, how are you? So, question that was put to me, what would be a very good first business? What would be a good first business to get into when you're new to being an entrepreneur? I think the easiest way to get into the whole entrepreneur game is to get into freelancing in some sort, whether it be technology, you're writing code, building websites, building apps, maybe you're doing design work, who knows, whatever, catering. Freelancing is just hiring yourself out for your time. You negotiate a rate, you negotiate a contract, you set the parameters in terms of how the contract is going to work out, how you're going to do your work with the client. You could be a DJ, for instance. When you're DJing, you are a contractor. You negotiate for a gig, for a job, you get paid a certain amount. So why is this a good first choice for an entrepreneur? Because it's a quick and easy way to get into the world of business. World of business has a lot to do with understanding negotiations, understanding dealing with clients, dealing with third-party businesses. It's a very different situation than working for someone. The relationship is different. The way you manage yourself is different. When you go in there as a contractor, for example, you're not subservient to your client. You're actually equal to your client. Whereas when you go work for somebody, they call the shots very specifically, what time you got to show up, how much you're going to get paid, when you can go on break, all this kind of stuff. When you're a contractor, yes, you negotiate the price, there are deadlines and so on, but you have a lot of flexibility in terms of what type of work you're going to do, when you're going to do the work, how you're going to do the work. So this is a big part of the learning process in business. Why do I pick freelancing? Again, it's quick and easy to get into. You're selling your time. It's I would call it the lowest level of being an entrepreneur, meaning this is the entry level of being an entrepreneur. Now, don't get me wrong. You can make a lot of money as a freelancer, especially if you're a highly paid and successful coder. I know coders can make big money, and in my last couple of years, especially as a freelance developer, I was making very, very good money for my time, and for a bunch of reasons, but we'll get into that in another video. So yeah, if you're looking to get a taste of business, how it's like in the business world, my suggestion for you is to freelance. Take whatever skills you have. If you don't have skills, develop some sort of skill that you could then sell to small business owners, to small businesses, that kind of thing. It will really get your feet wet, if you will. It'll help you understand the process, help you understand the lifestyle. The lifestyle of an entrepreneur is a very different lifestyle from somebody who's working for somebody. As an example, when you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have to be much more attentive in terms of your money, how you manage your money. You're going to have to be able to contend with ups and downs of the entrepreneurial lifestyle. You could have some great months and years, and then you can have some really down years. That's where money management comes in. It's such a huge thing. When you're an entrepreneur, the rules are not the rules that you figure they are in terms of the business world, in terms of pricing, how you negotiate, how you work. This is all very different from working for somebody. So you got to keep that in mind. Again, I'm not getting into details here because it's just a quick vlog. So there you go. You want to be an entrepreneur? Find a skill set. Use one of your skill sets that you could use to then sell out there. If you're working full time and you're not sure about getting into it, I would suggest, even if you want to go full time as an entrepreneur, I would suggest you start off slowly. You take side gigs, weekend jobs you can do at night. You want to first start developing your entrepreneur skills before you drop your job and jump into it, because you may find you're not liking it too much. And of course, like anything else, when you're starting out something new, you got to learn. You got to learn how it works, how it goes, how the whole process works out. So you're going to have some stumbles. That's normal. So give yourself some breathing space by not jumping in there 2 feet in right away. Slowly go in, slowly. It's kind of like, well, I'll use a Canadian analogy. When the winter first comes in Canada, the lakes freeze over. But the first month or so, you got to be very careful about walking on the ice on the lake, because the ice may not be thick enough and you can fall through and you're dead. Same thing with business. You want to pretend you're walking on an ice-covered lake. You want to take your time, make sure it's thick enough, slowly approach it so you know what's ahead of you. And so it's an incremental process. It's a process where you test things out, you pull back, try different things, pull back, and slowly but surely you make progress. And then what will happen, you'll see this in business, it's going to be like hardly any progress, and finally, boom, you get a big spike in sales and activity. Then slowly, boom. It's rarely I've seen in business where people every week or every month or every 6 months, they go up like this. It's more like, boom, and this level, boom, and that's how it works. So yeah, freelancing, great way to get into it, no matter what skills you have to freelance with. Of course, the more valuable skills, the better. That's why I suggest for freelancing, I always say the web stack, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, because PHP is so widely used in small business. And there you have it. I hope this is useful. Just in case you're wondering, yeah, it's pretty white in this room. This is my home office, and I got the windows, well, behind the camera, just wall-to-wall windows facing the mountain. I like to give you the mountain scene, but the lighting coming off of the windows is complimentary. I can need all the help I can get. And yeah, I've just been tearing apart this office, getting rid of old junk, and I think we're going to have people come in and I think it needs a paint job or something. So yeah, the walls are kind of white, kind of plain. I call it the white room. All the decor is, you can't see it now. So anyway, there you go.